Hello viewers, welcome to Ramayanam series of part 3. If you are new to our channel, please do subscribe and please do watch part 1, that is introduction, and part 2 Balakanda. In this video I am going to say the complete story of Ayodhya Kanda. In the last part, that is part 2 of Balakanda, Sri Rama and Sita went back to Ayodhya after they getting married. The kingdom of Ayodhya was filled with celebration. After years of waiting, King Dasharatha finally announced that his beloved son Rama would be crowned as the next king. The people rejoiced, lamps were lit, and flowers rained from balconies. The noble Rama, kind, wise, and brave, was loved by all. But destiny took an unexpected turn. In the place chambers, Queen Kaikeyi, once loving and kind, fell under the influence of her maid Mandara, who whispered poisonous words. If Rama becomes king, your son Bharata will lose everything. Confused and fearful, Kaikeyi's heart darkened with jealousy. She decided to claim two bonds once promised by King Dasharatha. One, that her son Bharata be crowned king, and two, that Rama be sent into exile for 14 years. When Kaikeyi demanded her boons, the old king was shattered. He pleaded, cried, begged, but a king must honor his word. With a broken heart, Dasharatha called Rama and told him the truth. Rama listened calmly and said, Father, if my exile fulfills your promise, then let it be so. The word of a king must never be broken. The palace fell silent. Tears rolled from every eye. When Sri Rama prepared to leave, his wife Sita insisted on accompanying him. Wherever you go, Rama, that is my Ayodhya. Lakshmana, his devoted brother, too refused to stay behind. I shall serve you in the forest as I did in the palace. With heavy hearts, the three, Rama, Sita, and Lakshmana, dressed in simple garments, left behind their royal ornaments and prepared for the journey into exile. As they departed in the chariot, the people of Ayodhya followed weeping. Do not leave us, Prince Rama, they cried. But Rama gently said, It is my duty to obey my father. Please return and protect Ayodhya. The next morning, when Rama awoke near the river bank, he saw the people still sleeping behind his chariot, unwilling to part from him. With a heavy heart, he crossed the river Ganga, leaving Ayodhya behind. From here, the forest life begins. The exiled trio entered the forest of Chitrakuta, a land of beauty, peace, and solitude. Birds sang, rivers sparkled, and the air was filled with divine calm. They built a small hut and began their simple life, meditating, collecting fruits, and living in harmony with nature. At deep with Rama's heart, he carried love and pain, love for his father and sorrow for his mother Kausalya, who wept every night in Ayodhya. King Dasharatha's death. Back in Ayodhya, King Dasharatha's heart could not bear this separation. Calling out Rama's name, he collapsed, his soul departing in grief. The entire kingdom plunged in mourning. Bharata, who had been away, returned to find his father gone and his brother exiled. Bharata's devotion. When Bharata learned the truth, he was furious at his mother Kaikeyi. He refused the throne, declaring only Rama is the true king of Ayodhya. He traveled to the forest to bring back Rama. But Rama, firm in Dharma, said gently, Bharata, the promise must be fulfilled. You rule in my place until I return. Bharata placed Rama's sandal on the throne, ruling as his brother's servant, not as king. The promise of return. Thus began Rama's 14 exile, a journey that would test his strength, devotion, and destiny. Though far from Ayodhya, his pride shone brighter than ever, the light of Dharma guiding the world. This is the brief and complete story of Ayodhya Kanda. This is the complete story of Ayodhya Kanda. In the next video, we are going to know about Aranya Kanda. May Lord Rama blesses all of us. Please do comment Jai Sri Ram.